Children, let's continue from page number 125. Won't your mother be looking for you? The conductor asked when he gave the girl her ticket. So, when the conductor handed her the ticket again, he asked Wally, won't your mother be searching for you? No, no one will be looking for me, she said. Then Wally said, no one will be searching for me. The bus started, and again there were the same wonderful sights. So the bus again started on its return journey, and again everything was so wonderful. The beautiful scenes were there. Wally was not bored in the slightest and greeted everything with the same excitement she had felt the first time. But for Wally, it was all again new. She was not a little bit bored. Slightest means she was not least bored, and she welcomed. Greeted is welcomed. She welcomed everything with the same excitement, with the same zeal which she had felt when she was coming. Now again she was seeing all the things, but she had the same excitement. But suddenly she saw a young cow lying dead by the roadside, just where it had been struck by some fast moving vehicle. But suddenly what Wally saw, that the same cow which was running in front of the bus, the same cow was lying dead by the roadside, and it was because the cow had been hit by a fast moving vehicle. Isn't that the same cow that ran in front of the bus on our trip to town? She asked the conductor. On seeing that, Wally was she was disturbed, and she asked the conductor that was it is the same cow, I think, that was running in front of our bus when we are going towards the town. The conductor nodded. Nodded means he shook his head. The conductor said yes, and she was overcome with sadness, and she was filled with sadness. Wally was very sad to see that cow. A few hours before she was just running, she was full of life, and now the same was lying dead. So this scene, she it filled her with sadness. What had been a lovable, beautiful creature just a little while ago had now suddenly lost its charm, its life, and looked so horrible, so frightening as it lay there, legs spread eagled, a fixed stare in its lifeless eyes, blood all over. Now she started thinking that the cow, when it was living, it was running, and it was full of life. It was very beautiful creature a few hours ago, and now the same is lying here dead, and now it looked so horrible. There is no charm, no attraction in its eyes, and it looked very frightening, very dreadful it is. Her legs, they were spread out, and there was a fix. The eyes were fixed, they were not moving, because now there is no life in the cow. It was lifeless, lying there, and blood was spread all over. So it was a very horrible scene, and that filled Wally with extreme sadness. The bus moved on. The memory of the dead cow haunted her, dampening her enthusiasm. She no longer wanted to look out the window. Now the bus, it was moving, and the memory of the dead cow, it just returned. It was coming back again and again to her mind. It was just frightening her, and that dampening means to make the feelings, especially of enjoyment, less strong. Now the earlier Wally was so excited, so happy she was, but now she was not happy at all. All her enthusiasm, all her excitement was gone. She was feeling very sad, and she even didn't want to look outside the window. She sat thus, glued to her seat. Glued means she was just fixed. She was stuck to her seat. She didn't try to look outside or to stand up on the seat until the bus reached her village at 3:40. So at exact time the bus reached her village, and for the whole time after seeing the dead cow, she was just stuck to her seat. She stood up and stretched herself. Then she turned to the conductor and said, well, sir, I hope to see you again. She stand up, she just stretched herself, because she was sitting there for near about 45 minutes. So she was feeling a little bit laziness was there. So she just stretched herself, and then she turned towards the conductor and said, okay, sir, I hope I will see you again. Okay, madam, he answered her. smiling. Whenever you feel like a bus ride, come and join us, and don't forget to bring your fare. Since the conductor, he was a very nice person, he said, okay, ma'am. Very smilingly, he said, of course, ma'am, whenever you have the urge to take a ride, please come and have a ride of the bus. And also, don't forget to bring your money. She laughed and jumped down the bus. Then away she went, running straight for home. Vali was very happy. She laughed. She came out of the bus. She just jumped down and she then went straight away towards her house. When she entered her house, she found her mother awake and talking to one of Vali's aunts, the one from South Street. This aunt was a real chatterbox, never closing her mouth once she started talking. Now, when she entered the house, she found that her mother was awake. Her mother she has got up, and one of her aunts from a distant street that was in south direction, an aunt of her has came to meet her mother, and they both were talking. And this aunt, she was a real chatterbox means one who talks a lot. So this aunt, she talks a lot, and whenever once she has started talking, she never stops easily. So both of them were busy in their gossips. And where have you been, said her aunt when Vali came in. She spoke very casually, not expecting a reply. So when her aunt saw Vali coming inside, she just very normally she asked her, where were you? She was not expecting that Vali will reply anything. So Vali just smiled, and her mother and aunt went on with their conversation. And the same happened. Vali didn't give any answer to her aunt. She just gave a smile, and both her aunt and her mother, they again became busy in their conversation, became busy in their gossips. Yes, you're right, her mother said. So many things in our midst. Midst means in the middle, and in the world outside. How can we possibly know about everything? And even when we do know about something, we often can't understand it completely. Can we? So they were talking about something, and then her mother said, yes, you are right. So many things are going on around us, in between us as well as outside the world, and we cannot know all those things. So, and even if sometimes we know about something, we sometimes we don't understand completely what is going on, isn't it? So both of they were talking like that. Oh yes, breathed Vali. Then when they were talking it, and when the mother said that we really don't understand sometimes what is going on around us, then Vali replied to that, yes. What? Asked her mother. What's that you say? Then her mother said, what are you saying? What are you talking about? Oh, said Vali, I was just agreeing with what you said about things happening without our knowledge. Then Vali said, actually, Mama, I agree with you that so many things are happening around us, and even we don't know. Means without our knowledge, so many things are going on around us. Actually, Vali was saying that you don't know that I have taken a bus ride. So a thing has happened uh, in front of her mother, and her mother don't know. So she just agreed by saying that yes, it happens. Just a chit of a girl. Chit of a girl means you can say quite a small girl, a confident girl. She said her aunt. Her aunt said, oh, such a confident girl she is. And although she's so small, but she's so confident. And yet, look how she pokes her nose into her conversation. And see how she speaks unnecessarily. Pokes her nose means takes an interest in something that doesn't concern her. Means both of them, they were talking about something, and Bunley suddenly came and she just intervened in their talk. Then her aunt said, "Ki how she takes interest in our conversation and she speaks unnecessarily in between us, just as though she were a grown lady." And the aunt further said that she talks as if she has become mature. She talks like a grown up woman. Wally smiled to herself. She didn't want them to understand her smile, but then there was not much chance of that, was there? And then Wally just gave a smile, and actually, she didn't want that the mother and her aunt they understand why Valli is smiling. Actually, Valli gave a smile because she was very happy. Her dream come true. She was able to take her first ride in the bus without her mother's knowledge. So she was very happy, and but she didn't want her mother or her aunt to know the reason of her smile. So, and but there was a very little chance of that also. Really, it was. So the chapter ends here. So it shows that how a little girl, she fulfills her desire by her efforts without her mother's knowledge. Children, I hope it is clear to you. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Have a good day.